Gold and silver prices have seen a tremendous rally over the past year, setting record highs over the course of 2025 and early 2026. However, we've been on a little bit of a roller coaster recently, with a sharp decline in the price of gold and silver on Friday, January 30th. What caused this, and where do we go from here? Gold and silver both enjoyed record smashing rallies in 2025, with the gold price up about 66% of the year and silver up about 135%. This only accelerated in January of 2026 as some geopolitical concerns came to the front, with the US capturing Venezuela's president and some other ongoing geopolitical and trade war concerns globally, continuing to push the gold price. However, on the last trading day of January, on Friday, January 30th, the gold and silver prices both sold off very sharply. Gold was down about 9% on the day. That's its largest drop since the early 1980s. And silver was down more than 31% on the day. That's also its sharpest drop since March 1980. What was behind this very abrupt sell off in gold and silver? Well, it's believed to be catalyzed by President Trump's choice to be the next chairman of the Federal Reserve. Uh, Trump announced that he would appoint Kevin Warsh to be the next Fed chair. Kevin Warsh is seen as a relatively pragmatic pick. He is a former governor of the Federal Reserve, and he's seen by most to be fairly moderate and as I said, pragmatic. There was some concern that President Trump would appoint a more dovish chairman next, someone who would look to more aggressively cut rates. There were various names thrown out there, including National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett and others. But the Warsh pick is seen as in a way relatively safe, and this alleviated people's concerns that there would be an overly aggressive quantitative easing and or a less independent Fed than previous. And as a result, that strengthens the US dollar, and that hand in hand leads to a lower price of gold. Now, that's seen as the catalyst for the sell off, but also traders noted that, because the gold and silver prices have been so aggressively increasing, there was likely some profit taking that continued to push the gold and silver prices down. Because they've been up so sharply, it is a time when some would see it as a time to take some profits. The gold and silver prices continue to drop on Monday, February 2nd, continuing the trend, not as sharply from Friday, but still dropping further. But they have rebounded. And we note as of Wednesday, the 4th of February, the gold price has bounced back up above $5,000 an ounce. And silver has also bounced back up to about $90 an ounce. We note that in spite of the very sharp sell off, gold and silver were both still up sharply for the month of January. Gold was still up more than 10% in spite of that sell off. And this continues the long term trend and is a very strong start to 2026. Now, where do we go from here? Well, in many ways, the fundamentals that have been driving the gold and silver prices up remain. There still are increasing geopolitical concerns globally, and concerns about some of the policies of the Trump administration, how this is affecting global trade, and how it affects the US dollar. And there are central banks, particularly China, that has been accumulating gold. There are thoughts that China, Russia, India, and Brazil would look to displace the U.S. dollar as the global currency of choice. and more central banks are buying gold instead of US dollars as part of their portfolios. As a result, personally, I'm still bullish on gold and silver. There may be times to take profits, particularly when they have very sharp rises, but the long term trends and the drivers of the long term trends are still there. What are your thoughts about the gold and silver prices? What was behind the sell off? And where do you see these prices going from here? Please leave a comment in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. My name is Tim Lee, and I'm a mining analyst and geologist, and I'll continue to make videos on the metals and mining industry. Please leave a like and subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video.